Hi, welcome back to Tao of Twang. I'm Dave. So this is the Just Show Me the Licks number 11 for the video a few days ago about targeting chord tones, especially the fifth in this A minor blues progression. So in just a minute, I'm going to move you in here where you can see, and we're just going to unpack this stuff and get you some stuff you can really get under your fingers with this, okay? All right, got you moved in here. So just real quick, if I seem distracted a little bit, I haven't looked at that video that I just shot of the intro there yet, but we've got a new little kitten, and I'm the only one here right now, and I'm just over in the corner of the bedroom where I have this whole thing set up. And I thought I'd try leaving her in here this time just to see what would happen. So I was trying to hold it together, but the whole time, this cat's like, just going, just all over the room, just going berserk on everything on the floor. So she's out of the room now, but I can see her little paws sticking in under the bedroom door. So if you hear any weird sound effects or anything, that's what's going on. Okay, so we got this A minor. I kind of let it go around a couple times to show you the chords in that intro. And D minor. Okay, so one of the real main things that we were talking about in that last main lesson, full lesson, was targeting certain notes, and especially the fifth. So just real quick, if you haven't watched that one, it'd be a good idea to. Although, you could probably hang with this and it would make some sense. But that last one really drills into this stuff. So we've got this A minor, and our fifth is E. So those first licks that I did in that intro really just kind of get you up to E. And just to train your ear, when you're bending up to something like that, at first, check it. Just kind of reference, those are good licks too, actually, bending to the note that you're playing, the note that you're bending up to, sorry, and kind of alternating like that. Okay. In this case, I was going for that A minor and landing on that kind of downbeat. Although you could do the timing differently, any number of ways. But something like this. Let me see where we are. So that just went up to the D. So this is over the A. Okay, so the second half of that is these licks today aren't so much like, I wouldn't worry so much about, copying them exactly as much as this concept, getting to the E for the A minor and getting to A, which is the fifth of the D minor. Okay, so the main way I'm doing that in that demonstration is for the A minor, and then kind of just backing it down for the D minor. Do that, if you're not bending, if you're sliding, you could slide back down. You could do it fast. You could do it legato or slowly. Kind of a good way to practice it right there, isn't it? just start kind of filling in with some of your other pentatonic notes. Yeah, see? I think one time I went, okay, so kind of climbing up rather than octave higher, so I went, and then kept going up higher to get to another A. Okay, there's a little run from A to A. Okay, so that would work nicely over the D. Also, just as a kind of a bonus here, all of these licks will work over either chord. Right? You don't have to wait to do it exactly like what I'm showing you. I'm just really emphasizing that because of the richness of using that fifth as your target for each chord. But, you know, after a while, let yourself go. When you get loosened up, you know, it's all good. Because if you're in that, you know, that minor pentatonic. Okay. So that's really what we're using here. And as was featured in that video a couple days ago, the natural minor scale too. Okay, that's all. There's diagrams and everything for all of that on that other video. Okay, so I don't mean to just blow by that, but you can, you know, research that. So you start doing this, right? Aiming for those fifths, and you throw in a few notes out of that pentatonic and maybe that natural minor. You've got a pretty decent, you know, routine going. Up to the E. Okay, so up here, what's going on? Well, okay, nothing, you know, too tricky about that. Just figuring out what your fingering is to get up into that higher octave. You know, different strings, different fingers. Okay, so that's a lot of stuff that you can work out on your own, and you're better off that way. You know, I could show you, you know, licks, but it's just such a drop in the bucket thing, right? Because the stuff, if you get those concepts and you kind of make it your own, you know, you'll never do it the same way twice. You know, that's the thing about taking licks and really copying them, is that it makes us kind of, puts us on that track to think like, oh, I got to do it that way. And if it doesn't come out that way, then we stop and try to repeat it and correct it. And, you know, that's okay, but sometimes that can really bog you down, you know. So just take something like a pretty simple motif, and then, you know, embellish it. You can embellish it by making timing differences, but also by like repeating notes. bends, slides. And then up here, you know, you may down here you may be more familiar with that pentatonic frame, and up here you might have to, you know, those are the same notes I just played down here. But if you're, you know, that's another thing that you can really explore on your own. And, you know, once you get this stuff in your ear and in your body, you know, it's not just a visual, it's not just the pattern that you're memorizing. You'll just fish it out. If you hit a wrong note, you know, don't worry, just keep fishing around. Little pieces of that natural minor. Yeah, going from A to A on that. You saw a minute ago I played a wrong note. A lot of times we use Dorian scales over minor chords, so I'm kind of used to playing that note. Didn't really fit with this one. As soon as I did it, my hand just kind of, without even thinking, just kind of went down to the next note, you know. It's kind of cool when that starts happening for you, where you just, everything's not something that you have to process really and think about it so much as it just becomes like an adjustment, right? Just like when you're, you know, doing some other task that that has muscle memory for you, right? You just correct it. You don't really analyze it, right? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it with that. Okay, so the lick that we featured today was relatively simple, but you're going to build on that, right? And you're going to use that pentatonic and natural scale to kind of make connections for those licks. Just another small example. That's that D. E. Your ear starts getting used to that, and you know, it's a game changer, really. It can be, because at first many of us our ear is pulling us down to that root note all the time. You know, nothing wrong with that. You want to do that sometimes. The roots, you know, you know, it sounds good for a reason, right? But, you know, do yourself a favor and really train your ear to treat that fifth almost like you do the root. Just get so used to hearing that relationship. Always have harmony going in your melodies and stuff. And that's really cool. Okay. That's it for today. Hey, appreciate everybody. Everybody seemed, a lot of folks got a lot of good feedback about these last couple lessons, and especially this minor one. Everybody seemed to really like this, targeting the chord tones, and I think that's just because it sounds so good, and it kind of opens up and simplifies a topic that gets talked about a lot on YouTube and other places, and sometimes it in sort of a more advanced way, I think. And I want everybody to really be able to find a baseline to get into this stuff with, right? Where you can really understand it and then build on that. And then you'll get there with the other, altered chord tones and stuff like that. Just focus on that root and that fifth and mixing that in with your scales and stuff and your blues playing. It'll take you far. So we'll be doing a couple more things, in this wheelhouse. And appreciate you as always. Talk to you next time.